Good morning, sunshines. We're going to graph some basic lines that we use when we're doing reflections. So our first line is x equals 0. So when I have x equals any number, that means I'm going to go to that number on the x-axis. So x equals 0, that's right here. And then I'm going to go through the x-axis. Remember, when you're graphing a line, we always want to draw the arrows on the ends of our lines. So if it's x equals a number, that means the line is actually perpendicular to the number. Because what you're really doing is you're saying, okay, x is the only direction I can move in. That's the only variable I have, single variable equation. So it only exists, it's one dimensional, it only exists. Really, it's like it exists on the number line. It's just that every line parallel to the x-axis is a number line in x. So if you wanted to think of it in terms of coordinates, any coordinate that has zero as its x coordinate is going to satisfy this equation. It doesn't matter what your y value is. So I can have 0, 0, or I could have 0, 1, or 0, 2, or 0, negative 5, or 0, 426. All of those points, 0 everything, satisfy this equation and make up this line. So for any number, you go to that number on the x-axis and then go stab through perpendicular to the x-axis. Now, so y equals negative x. And this one is when we have two variables. So this one, we want to look at y equals mx plus b. So I've got y equals negative x, so that means I've got that invisible coefficient of 1. So my slope is negative 1, and my y offset, I'm adding nothing to it, so it's plus 0. So my slope is negative 1, my y-intercept is 0. So I go to 0 on the y-axis, and then I go rise over run negative, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And then I want to just reverse the pattern on the other side. So I'll go up and back, and then connect the dots. This is still equal. It's not an inequality. So we don't want to have dashed lines. But you can use but you're going to kind of play connect the dots. And especially if you're using something like Jamboard or you don't have a line tool, it's okay if it's a little messy. The key is that you know what you're doing and you have those reference dots. So if you were doing this on paper, I would expect those dots to be in the right place, but I wouldn't care if you connected the dots and it was a little crooked. And I know that you guys, if you're trying to freehand draw this with a mouse tool or on that little tiny touchpad with your finger, it's not going to be as smooth as my little pen tool. And then our last one, we have y equals 4. So that's y equals a number. So that's obviously going to work the same way as x equals a number, except we're going to go through the y-axis. So if it's y equals a number, so I'm going to the number 4 on the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to take my line through perpendicular to the y-axis. These are our 3 lines.